It can hear us. This is how we get ready, right?
Yep.
All right. We're good. Hey there. This is Real Talk Baseball and CarloBaseball. With me, as always, is ErnieOrange. We have a great show for you guys today. But before we get started, we want to see how my man Ernie's doing over there. How's it going, Ernie?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're just hanging out here every beautiful Sunday night here in LA, ready to talk some ball. It's all we can do right now, right?
Yeah. Ernie got on Wednesday. Well, no, Thursday. He had a great show. He was talking about the breakdowns of each trade. He went through every team, every division. He gave us his opinions, and he did a good job. I wish I had the applause here so I can give it to him. But if you haven't caught that show, make sure you guys go on there. And he did a really good job. And just put it on your comments. Why not? We can still answer some of those questions there. And if we didn't talk about your team, which I'm sure Ernie did, he went through all the teams, dude. How'd you do that, man?
You know what? It's pretty interesting. There was definitely a lot of trades on the trade deadline. We saw a lot of teams make a move. Somehow, once I started breaking down by division, it all started to click for me. And I was able to remember almost all the trades that went through in the trade deadline, which was pretty crazy. Yeah. It was definitely one of the wildest trade deadlines. And it was cool to see all these teams make some moves because they need to make a deep run. And right, a lot of teams want to win. So you made some big splashes for a lot of teams.
Dude, I hadn't seen a trading deadline like this in quite a while. Remember, we got on last year and the year before, and not a lot of magic happened. And this time that we didn't get on, we were like, what the hell? Like, this is what we needed to get on for, to make sure that we caught every freaking trade and talked about the trade and not miss anything. But it happens when you least expect it. That's when things happen. All right, let's get into the topics. We have the Yankees struggles. Do they have enough to win the World Series? Padres GM AJ Preller, is he good for baseball? And I loved it, dude, what he did. And Jhoan, Duran, and Helsey recently got traded to the NL East teams, and they have intro songs. And we'll go ahead and play it for you guys, and we'll see who has the best intro. I think we'll have a good debate on that. And then Speedway Classic disaster, Braves versus Reds. The game didn't even finish. And it's not their fault, but maybe they can extend a series, not just one game. They can have a series out there, and maybe they can finish the whole series out there. But I don't know, like it has to be planned. And of course, at the end, we'll talk about who has the biggest trade, what team made the biggest trade, what player is going to be a big time impact in that team. And Ernie, of course, has his pick, and I have my pick. And then we'll answer some questions during here. But if you have so many comments or whatever, just go ahead and do that. But let's get started, man, with the Yankees, dude. The Yankees are pretty interesting. They made some pretty significant trades in their bullpen, and everybody's like, oh, man, the Yankees are going to be good. I don't know, dude. What you think about this one? I know you talked about it on Thursday, and you said this was great. Now that you're looking at what the Yankees' struggles are without Aaron Judge and their bullpen, what do you think?
Well, let's get it started. It was definitely an interesting weekend. The New York Yankees went to Miami, sold out all 3 games. The first time we had seen Marlins Park super crowded like that. They had over 100,000 in attendance for those 3 days. Let's just say the Yankees did not come to play. Damn. They had a really bad outing this weekend. Offensively, Friday, they started off really hot. Offensively, they're hitting really good hits. Bullpen comes in. Their hottest new bullpen guys come in and blow it up. Yeah. It wasn't, they were all excited on Thursday that we finally have our relievers. We're ready to go. And this team seemed kind of concerning right after this weekend. People doubt the Marlins, but the Marlins are actually playing really great baseball. Mm-hmm. You never are supposed to underestimate an opponent like the Marlins. They're young, they're hungry, and they proved that they could beat any team in the MLB. Yeah. Now, this Yankee team is playing really horrible right now, guys. Offensively, they just can't hit with Judge in the lineup. They're having a lot of defensive miscues, base running errors, you name it. It's all there. Yeah. And I'm really concerned for this team. Even if they make the wild card, how far is this team going to go the way they're playing?
Dude, I mean, they traded for David Bednar, Jake Bird, Camilo Duvall, and Ryan McMahon, dude. And you're thinking, all right, well, the Yankees are in it. They're not going to just settle down and not trade anybody. But when you look at the struggles that they have, and you're looking at players making errors, making mental errors on baselines, I don't know if you saw in the video, but Chaz Chisholm got thrown out at first base. Those little things there are minor errors, but minor errors that cost you. Remember, the Dodgers did expose them in the 2024 World Series, and they were all mad. They were all saying like, "Oh, why would the Dodger players, say those type of things?" I don't think that the Dodgers should be saying it, but they're saying it for a reason. They're saying it because they saw it during the 2024 season. They're seeing it in the 2025 season now. We're seeing errors after error after error, dude. And that shortstop spot, Volpe, dude, I like the kid, and I know he's gonna become something special, but dude, he needs to clean it up. He has to really clean it up. The shortstop is the one position that the ball gets hit to the most. You need to have the best glove there, and he's not showing it. With Aaron Judge being out as well, it's not helping. And dude, like, the question is, are they going to be World Series bound? Are they going to be the team to go to the World Series from the AL?
My answer is no. And if you ask any Yankee fan right now, they will tell you the same answer. I think they see what their team is doing these past weekends, and it's not great.
Yeah.
And the guy to blame now is everyone's pointing towards Aaron Boone.
Yeah.
They're already questioning if he's already going to be the manager next year. Because the way this continues to happen, you're expecting way better things and a bigger improvement for this Yankee team, and it's not happening. And I guess there's no accountability, and that's where everybody's concern is at. Like, Jazz Chisholm did that error yesterday and base running in first. Alex Rodriguez said we would have been in the bench had that happened to us.
Yeah. And it's like you can't blame everything on Aaron Boone. You can't say, hey, we're going to go ahead and sit these players down, and the next day they better show up, right? Who does he have in the bench to go out there? I mean, it's pretty interesting to me. Like, and I hear it a lot too here in LA with Dave Roberts. I hear it all the time. Why did they do this? Now, Aaron Boone has blown up with press conferences. We saw it with John Boy. I don't know if you guys seen that video, but he like kind of exploded, and he was just like, what do you want me to do? Like, these players need to perform. And it's true. They do need to perform. But as a manager, you need to help them get there. You need to try to get that exposure and try to get those players to play together. He did get on the first base coach. I don't know if you saw that video, but he got on the first base coach after that play from Chisholm, and they were telling them like, hey, dude, you need to tell him to get back to first or get closer to first base. Because those type of bonehead plays can cost you an inning, can cost you a game, can cost you so many things, can cost you the division. They're in third place now, dude. They're in third place.
It's definitely already a disappointment. The Red Sox already jumped over you in the standings. This was my concern with Boone in this trade. Yeah, you got 3 back-end relievers like David Bernard, The Wall, and Jake Bird. But now the question mark is, how's Aaron Boone going to use them in situational moments? Is he going to make the right call? And if, as you guys seen, Aaron Boone tends to not always get it right. And he's not perfect. Every manager gets it wrong sometimes. But Aaron Boone is definitely in the hot seat right now. They're not looking great. And maybe you need a coach that's going to take you back to the fundamentals. And it's going to be able to teach these guys to play better defensively, focus more on base running and a defense. I'm not sure if Aaron Boone is definitely that answer right now. So
No.
And I mean, if they don't make the playoffs, he's out. Or a first round exit. He's out.
You think so?
Yeah. But who's gonna replace him? Who's out there that could be better than him?
That's the thing. You hear A-Rod and you hear Jeter say that back in their day, right? And we always talk about back in my day, back in this day. Everybody's gonna have their different opinions. Baseball is so much different than what it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Why? Because I feel like the game of baseball is getting way more competitive than what it was, dude. It's just now you're adding weights to the sport. Now you're adding stamina, which stamina was one of the biggest things in baseball, but it's growing tremendously. Now you have to be a built-ass freaking baseball player compared to like the 80s and 70s. I don't see the baseball players like we see them now. You see them out there and you're like, man, that guy's a freaking beast. Some of these guys take their shirts off and they're like ripped. Now this type of baseball is way different. So what if you put Jeter, what if you put A-Rod out there? Are they going to be able to perform and do the managerial duties? A lot of people are saying, Jeter, you should be the manager. It's different from being a captain of a team and managing a team. And we know that for sure, though. But Don Manley's out there. I don't know. Would he be one of the coaches that will step up and be like, I'll take the team? Knowing the pressure in New York.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm not sure if Don Manley is going to be the answer, but a lot of names are being mentioned out there, and Buck Showalter is one being thrown out there, and hoping he could close out what he had in the 90s. So, I mean, just throwing that out there. Not sure if Buck Showalter could be the difference right now. But, yeah, you're right. This Yankee team is struggling in every way. And if you ask any Yankee fan right now after this disastrous weekend, they're looking forward to the next couple months and hoping for the best, because right now without Judge, it's a huge concern. And this team's going to get out in the first round easily the way they're performing.
Yeah. But I don't know what Yankee fans you've been seeing. I've been seeing different fans saying, no, we still got it. And it's okay to say that. It's fine to say my team is good. But haven't we been seeing the Yankees play this bad? Haven't we been saying, hey, the Yankees need help? The Yankees cannot play this type of baseball and be able to make it to the World Series because you're giving extra outs. 29 errors in the last month, dude. That's a lot of errors. Mm-hmm. You can't do that.
They definitely got to clean it up. They got to clean it up, and it has to be fixed ASAP. Now, this Yankee team, man, when the season started in spring training, I had them not even making the playoffs, and I can't believe that they have the possibility of actually missing out.
Yeah.
Now at this point of the season, I thought, okay, maybe they're playing better. Maybe I was wrong. And now I'm like, wow, they're actually could miss the playoffs.
Yeah, they definitely can miss the playoffs. And a lot of Yankee fans and a lot of baseball fans are going to be pretty upset if they don't make it, because there's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of fans, they vote or, gamble on the Yankees.
Right.
If I was a betting man right now, I don't think I'll be betting on the Yankees making the playoffs. So I'll just keep it there, dude. All right, man. Any last mentions before we move it into the next topic?
Let's just say the Yankees got to start winning. That's it. We got to clean it up, play better defensively, and start getting some clean base hits because they need it ASAP. Let's go to the chat. We have a couple people there. We got Gutierrez Cheeks saying, I'm here for Carlos.
What's up,
Carlos?
Cheeks?
You got a shout out there. We got Genesis saying, hi, fellas. Thank you for stopping by. Yes. Neto says 40-year-old Justin Turner blast walk-off home run versus the Orioles. That was beautiful. It definitely gave me a flashback to that Dodger game 2 in the NLCS against the Cubs. What a beautiful moment. It took me back into time. Now we got Jamal. Thank you for tuning in. He says Anthony bullpen leads to AL in errors. Yeah, he does, man. And it's not pretty. They did get Amer Rosario. Can he be the difference maker out there to play defense for that Yankee team? I know he's not really great offensively, but that could be an option. And we got Neto saying he misses Justin Turner. Such a beautiful swing. Glad to see that he's still having success. Yes, man. Justin
Even with
Turner
other
was
teams.
definitely a favorite. Yeah, he was definitely a Dodger favorite.
Yeah. Let me just add one more thing about Anthony Volpe, dude. I don't dislike the guy. I like all the shortstops. I think it's the toughest position to play. Anywhere you played it could be little league, it could be high school ball, it can be college ball. It's just if you're the shortstop and you're up there, you need to work on your mechanics every day. You have to take ground balls every day. And, I'm not saying that Anthony Volpe is not doing it, but at some point, you need to start looking for an infield coach on the side to help you with those problems. And, dude, that kid can play. Can play, dude. So hopefully he gets success, and hopefully the Yankees don't give up on him, dude, because I'm pretty sure if they do, some other team is going to pick him up, and he's going to do wonders. And I just want to say another thing. A lot of these players are not used to the pressure. You said it in the show on Thursday. The pressure playing in New York, it's like no other. And I've never felt it, so I don't know how to deal with that if I was playing in the New York and I was playing baseball. So that's a different type of stress. So hopefully these guys can find it and they can play better. And of course, we want to see them in the playoffs. Why not? Because that's the top team. But yeah,
I just want to throw one thing about Anthony Volpe. I think he's just, like you said, has to find an infield coach he could trust that could train him all winter. And if I was him, I'm in Ron Washington's backyard all offseason. He's the guy that will get him right.
Yeah. Call him up, man. Let him know. Hey, you got Anthony Volpe coming.
Yeah. Got that extra payday. You got the extra bonus. I need it.
Definitely. All right, let's move on to the next topic, man. And this one is AJ Preller from the Padres. And we all saw what the Padres did, and everybody's like saying, why did the Padres get rid of all their minor league system? So this guy here
Man,
is the guy that made all the baseball fans feel like, man, I need this type of guy in my team making trades because we don't know what's going to happen with the guys in the minor league. I need guys that can play now and win a World Series now. I don't want to wait till 5 years for that player to develop. You don't know if that kid's going to be good or not. This is what he did, and I'm thankful he did it. I wish I had the applause because I need to hear that. But dude, I think he just did really good. And does baseball need more type of GMs like AJ Preller?
yes, we definitely do. AJ Preller's a sneaky dude, man. This guy makes some moves that we could have never expected. He's playing like modern day GM on the video game, making the craziest trades, and somehow teams accept his trades. But the guy does get rid of a lot of top prospects. He looks like me in fantasy baseball, man. I'm not waiting till a couple seasons. I want to win now. You know why? Because I need the money.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta give it up to the Padres ownership. They don't really care. They just let him do what he wants. You buy the players, you know what you're doing, and he really does. He's a smart, genius guy. He knows all the top prospects. He drafts them, and then realizes, you know what? I need to win now. I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys. Let's
Yeah.
take a look of the list of players he's traded away.
Mm-hmm.
The Padres once had Max Fried.
Yep.
Let him go for a trade. They had Trey Turner, James Wood, CJ Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, Josh Naylor. The list goes on and on. And
Yeah.
the guy doesn't care. He lets them go. He wants the superstar now to win. I mean, is that good though? Like, is he hurting his chances? Even though the Padres have been relevant for the past couple seasons, which is good for the Padres. I have not seen the Padres this built in a long time, but him giving up all these prospects makes you wonder, hey, man, you possibly could have had the greatest all-star team in Padre history, but you decided to go for a superstar. Is that good for baseball?
Definitely. It is, dude, because we play fantasy baseball and we understand how, one player can mess up your whole lineup. Like I have Aaron Judge in my team and I haven't hit 500 points since he's been down. So with one player gone from my roster, that makes freaking no sense for me to trade anybody else. I'm waiting for my guy, Aaron Judge, to come back to my team. Now, if you're dealing with baseball like right now, like this is professional baseball, AJ Preller, he has no one in his freaking top team that he's going to trade away because he wants to win. Now you have pieces that you have in the bottom where you can say, he's not up here right now. Maybe I can go ahead and trade him for something that I need up here in my big leagues. And that's what he did. So for him to do that way, dude, for him to like explode that way and kind of just trade off his pieces, he didn't need the bullpen. He already had an elite bullpen, right? I mean, can we agree, right? So he went and got Mason, dude, like Miller. Like, come on, dude. You didn't need him. And he went and got him, and he's just flexing on everybody saying, hey, this is the way you got to do it. And this is great for baseball. Hopefully more GMs are that way. And if you want to talk about money, that the Padres don't have that much money, but they're making trades and Mason Biller is going to be there for 2 years, this year and coming up next year. And they don't have to pay him that much, dude. So I don't know, man. I just feel like maybe baseball is getting to a point where they want to save money, find corners to not play players less and still be able to win a World Series. Because when you enter the 2025 season or any season, the team's goal is to win the World Series. It's not to just make money and stay level-headed like the Rockies. Like the White Sox are getting a little bit better, but they're still there. The Pirates getting rid of their team. And then, of course, the Twins, they had a freaking yard sale. And they have no players to show up to play in that team. So what the hell is going to happen moving forward? I think MLB needs to really discuss this when they before the 2027 season, because it looks like we're going to go on a strike. This needs to be mentioned as well, dude. It's just sad, dude. I'm being honest, dude. It's just sad that we didn't get to see a lot of teams do it. If you have a good team already, you didn't make a lot of trades. Okay, that's fine. You started strong. But if you're going right now, like the Padres, they already had a great team. They just want to make it even better to try to increase their chances to win the World Series, great for them, dude. And I think other teams needs to go ahead and do that. We want to see the most competitive baseball. The only way we're going to do it, and the only way we're going to see it, is if players go ahead or GMs start trading off their players, dude.
Yeah, man, that was an impressive trade deadline by the Padres. Sneaky good. You give up your top number 5 prospect in the MLB, Leo DeBris, for Mason Miller, that flamethrower that throws over 100 miles, fastball, and a nasty slider. Yep. That's a great move. That bullpen is set. They looked at the Dodgers from last year and realized we could do the same if we get Mason Miller. It's going to be very important for those long relief innings in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it's important. Jamal here in the comments, he says the Padres and Mariners were the clear deadline winners. Although I would argue that the Padres got potential for next year. If they're talking about Mason Miller as a starting pitcher, Mariners main moves for now. Yeah. I mean, that is another option. You're totally right. You get Mason Miller, who is a potential starter, was moved into the closer role, and could be a starter again. I don't think he would mind being a starter again. Yeah. Jamal saying also getting Eugenio and Josh Naylor screams they want to win now. And yeah, we want to talk us quick. Jerry DePoto did what he was supposed to. He said he was going to be aggressive. And this is the best Mariners team we've seen ever in history. And we hope they get a chance to win the World Series, man. They deserve it. They've been in the league for a while and haven't ever touched the World Series. It's kind of sad. So
yeah, I think even if they make it to the World Series, that's a win. That's a win in itself, because they've never been there. They've never tasted that glory of, having those extra games and having the whole world watch, the Mariners be in the World Series. I think it's just a win, even if they don't win it. But I just feel like Jamal said, I think this is a clear winners. We have the Padres and the Mariners, going after it and going to make their team a lot better. So I got a question for you, since we're talking about that. Who is the winner for you? Is it the Padres or the Mariners?
Damn, that's a good question, man, right now. I still got to give the edge to the Padres, just because AJ Preller made some impressive moves. I think getting like a veteran like Ramon Laureano there in the outfield depth, it's a crucial move. Mm-hmm. Ryan O'Hearn to play first base. Mm-hmm. Even though you already have Luis Arias, I think it's another guy you could add to your rotation, a lefty batter that you could always need. Yep. And then adding JP Sears. I mean, that was a great pickup too, getting another starter. Michael King's going to come back hopefully soon, be ready for the postseason. And then Yu Darvish, they're built to win right now. And that team could go at it with the Dodgers in a 7-game series for sure.
And then don't forget Nestor Cortez.
Oh, damn, that's a good point. Yeah. Nestor Cortez is ready to make his start pretty soon. And I'm not sure what we're going to get from him. But hey, that's another arm in your starting rotation. And at the end of the day, Nestor Cortez, he's a good pitcher. Yeah. He just could be a bit inconsistent. And I feel like being out of that Yankee Stadium now, the pressure is going to be definitely different. And I think he's going to enjoy California on a different level with the crowd backing him up.
That's true. I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you going to say before that, man?
Man, I don't remember. I just want to say AJ Preller, man. That guy's incredible. Even though he gives up all these top prospects, he knows what he's doing. He drafts these guys. He knows. Yeah. There's nobody with his baseball mind out there. Even though the Padres are having legal family issues about who's owning the team, they're giving him the opportunity to do what he has to do to win. And the Padres have been relevant for the past 4 or 5 seasons, and it's great for the organization. He's been one of the main reasons why they've been on top and why they've been selling out every game.
Yeah. And it's more than that. It's 6 years now, Ernie. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, the last 4." No. They've been relevant for the last 6 years.
You're right.
And he's been doing a really good job. San Diego's fans has been out there supporting the team, and Brian Merch and the whole world is taking a notice of this team. Like, it's not where they're a 1-year wonder and they forget about who plays on the team. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully they continue to do this. We get to see the Padres year after year battling the Dodgers, so we can see. We're tired of seeing the Yankees, Red Sox rivalry. Let's have one out here in the West Coast. I know the Dodgers and Giants have that rivalry, but then why not add another one? Padre Dodgers, like, that could be all over the world. And I think that's where it's reached. Everybody's waiting for that matchup, right? So, we'll see what they do in the offseason if they don't win the World Series. And if they do win the World Series, dude, that's pretty cool. That'll be really good. Even though a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I think it's deserving. I think it's time, because they've been doing everything right. They haven't done anything wrong. They went after Juan Soto that year when everybody was expecting the Padres to stay quiet, and then we heard that. We're like, what? That's crazy. So we'll wait and see, dude. Let's move
Question for
on.
you.
Yeah,
Do you
what's up?
think the Padres could ever overtake the Dodgers though?
Can they ever overtake the Dodgers in the series or
No,
or
well, at least go further, start claiming some World Series too. Maybe like, is there a
okay,
time to start winning?
I honestly think what's going on with the Padres is that they're focused too much on the Dodgers and they waste all their energy on the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Once they can get through that, I think they'll be all right. Because now this happened in 2023. They beat the Dodgers. They were excited, and who wouldn't, right? This is their World Series, and it's not meant in a way to talk bad about Padre fans or none of that stuff. I'm saying it because when the Padres beat the Dodgers, I was like, all right, now we can go to the World Series, not knowing
Right.
that the Phillies have a great team as well.
True.
So they need to stop worrying about so much about the Dodgers. They need to start playing their own baseball, worry about what team is in front of them at the time, focus on that team, beat that team, move on to the next.
Yeah, I
And
totally
that's
agree.
they're not doing that, dude. They're not doing that right now. They're focused on the Dodgers. They're looking at the standings right now, and that's not even in their interviews. They're saying, "Oh, I'm not looking at the standings." They are, dude. Their fans are freaking coming out in every video. We're only 3 games behind. We got the best bullpen, dude. You already had the best bullpen. You added
Right.
arms. Of course, you're gonna feel good about yourself, but stop focusing on the Dodgers right now. Start focusing on the team that's in front of you and results will show. So
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
I think
I like
just
that.
think that. So to answer your question, they have to do that, and if they do that, yes, they can do it. It's
For sure.
definitely
For sure.
it's a path forward, dude. Yeah. So
For sure.
next topic, dude.
Yeah, sorry, I cut you off, man.
No,
Yeah,
you're
for
good.
sure.
You're good. You're good. All right, next topic, man. We have what's next? All right, Jhoan Duran and Ryan Helsey recently got traded, and they
Yes,
both
yes.
have some good, intro songs. And I have them here. Let's go ahead and play the first one. Let's see. Oh, it's playing. All right, Ryan Helsey, dude. Which one do you pick? This one, and we'll hear the next one, of course.
All right, this is Ryan Helsey's
Yeah.
Hell's Bells by AC/DC, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Yeah.
I know you're
It's
the
AC/DC.
classic rock guy. You're the one that listens to this type of music. What are your thoughts on this one? I mean, it looks legit. If I'm a batter, I'm gonna be scared to face this guy.
Look, dude, I'm not gonna downplay this. This is tough. The stadium and lights and everything going off. They're naming
Yeah.
it and naming your name in this song, and then the lights going on and off. The stadium going wild, dude. It's just, to me, it's dope. But it's been done before. It's been
Yes.
done by the Padres, and
Yes.
be original. I don't know.
It's still cool. I'm not
It's
gonna
cool,
try to-
yeah.
I still appreciate Ryan Helsey. Yeah, he's a great closer, a great move for the Mets.
Yeah.
But like you said, it is not original. Trevor Hoffman did use it previously when he was with San Diego. That
Mhm.
was his known song.
Yep.
I'm not saying that Ryan Helsey can't use it, but
No.
maybe choose another song, another classical rock
Yeah.
song, possibly. But overall,
Yeah.
a great intro to his closing role. I wouldn't mind it. But now we got another one here. Jhoan Duran's, who's with the Phillies now, coming from much needed to the brotherly love city. This is great. I think Jhoan Duran's first save with the Phillies on Friday. You want to know how many pitches he threw? He
How many?
threw 4 pitches to get 3
Damn.
outs.
Damn.
And all 4 pitches were not even a fastball. Imagine that. That's how impressive this guy is. He slides out. He has over 53, 55 strikeouts this season, only 18 walks. The guy is electric. He has an ERA 1.93 this season. He's been unhittable. I mean, Jhoan Duran is just such an impressive closer. I can't believe I haven't watched much of him. That just tells you how much I don't watch Twins games. But I definitely should have been watching this guy more often because he's that impressive. And Ryan Helsey is just as good as well. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He did struck out the side as well on Friday or Saturday this weekend. He looked great, but they give up 2 hits. He's just a little bit much on the older side already.
Yeah.
But both arms were great pickups by both teams. And last weekend, we talked about how both teams desperately needed a closer, and they went to make the right move. Now, we'll see long-term who's going to be the bigger difference maker. But for now, I think both closers are equally as good. and both could close out games. It's really going to come down to their starting rotation in the games.
Yeah, and you have to answer though. Who did it best though? Was it the Phillies or the Mets?
I'm gonna give the edge to Jhoan Duran. I think it's just definitely the Latin flavor, the Latin sauce bringing to Philadelphia, which is much needed. It's a great opportunity to let the fans know how it's a party vibe too, you know?
Yeah, dude.
And once you hear that music, you should automatically think, oh, we got this in the bag, and we already won.
Dude, it's been a lot of comments out there saying that this energy hasn't been out in Philadelphia since Brad Lidge. And I remember Brad Lidge. He used to come out in the game, and it was game over. So for Philly fans to experience this and to have Jhoan Duran going out there having this vibe, because this is a vibe, dude. It's not like we had back in the days where the closer just came in, the lights were on, and the music would turn on. No, these guys have concert type intros, dude. This is the type of baseball we're living now. This is the type of vibes we're experiencing. And if you have all the fans turning on their phone with their lights, you're being part of it. You're throwing your good vibes to this pitcher. This pitcher, it's executing. Man, that's where I wanted to say, like, he wins for me because it's just, I don't know, dude. It gives me chills when I hear that those bells come in and for him and for the fans, that's pretty dope. I want to experience it. I want to go out to Philadelphia to see that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, much respect to the Twins. They went ahead and gave this music to the Phillies and showed them how it's done. Like, here, play his music when he comes out to close.
Or was that part of the trade?
Was that part of the trade?
Like, hey, you know what? I want to trade for Duran, but I want the music to be part of it. I want the videos to be part of it. So, and then maybe the Twins were like, nah, man, I'm not selling that. That's our own thing. You have to start your own thing with them. And it could be, dude. It could be. All right, Neto's saying, I like Crazy Train to be running out to the mound. Dude, the great Ozzy Osbourne just passed away 2 weeks ago or a week ago. And, of course, Jamal saying, yes, sir, rest in peace, rock legend, Ozzy Osbourne, rock legend. And I did post that video out there. If you guys haven't seen it, we have a short on Ozzy Osbourne singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, or, I don't know if you understand what he said exactly. If you haven't seen it, he was at Wrigley Field. You know how they invite people over and they sing the Take Me Out to the Ball Game, but he did it a little different. That's why I say, so
yeah, that was
check it out.
Really
check it out.
Interesting. That's a must-watch video.
Yeah, sure. Definitely, dude. So who for you is going to be the next guy that's going to have an intro like that, or needs to have an intro like that?
Damn. I mean, Kelly Johnson already has a pretty cool one as well. We got Genesis saying that Mariano Rivera's Enter Sandman was a classic.
It was.
That definitely was a beautiful one too back in the days in New York. But a closer I could think one, I need to see Mason Miller's now. I want to see what San Diego got for us. I think with him going to a new location like that, I want to see what Mason Miller got for us. He better come with a pretty sweet intro for us too.
I want to see it too. I want to see just, like when I was growing up, I saw Eric Gagne come out, and it was a bunch of like little fastballs in the screens with his head on it. And, if you knew it was Guns N' Roses, Take Me Out, Welcome to the Jungle, that was pretty crazy, dude. And like just thinking about that, seeing Barry Bonds step up to the plate and then hearing that song, that energy and that vibe thrown into that closer, and then he's all excited. Like, I don't know, it's a different experience, dude. Like, I've experienced it that way. Now I want to see how, the Phillies, how they do it. I want to be able to see it here at Dodger Stadium with a badass song, dude. A badass song. I think it'll be definitely really good, really dope. So yeah, let's move on to the next, man. And this one, of course, we're going to talk about the Speedway Classic, dude. It was a disaster, and not a disaster to where like, they didn't know how to do the things. They didn't know how to set up, and not in that way. Just Mother Nature had other thoughts, other ways to expose this game. Like, I don't know. My question is, should they have this series played out there? Because one game is not enough. I think a series and a place, they put a lot of money into it. Why not use it more than once? Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the Bristol Speedway Classic in Bristol, Tennessee. Both teams had to drive to a new location. It was supposed to fit to up to 85,000 fans. First
Yeah.
of all, if you bought a seat there, it was going to be crazy to see a baseball game. You see the distance, how far it was. So
Yeah,
that was
man.
already a bad start. It was already far to even see a player. So you might as well have just watched it on TV. But
Yeah.
now the experience got definitely tormented by a nasty storm that came into the city. We didn't really get to see much baseball. It had to be finished today. MLB couldn't do much about it because both teams had to play on Monday tomorrow. So it
Mm-hmm.
kind of ruined the whole plans on scheduling. So I think this is where Rob Manfred and the scheduling really messed it up. They should have had, a couple more days of just for anything that could have possibly happened. And that's why Jamal's saying great concept, but terrible execution. Definitely. And if you guys haven't seen the pictures all over X or Twitter, there was definitely some issues in the stadium.
Yeah.
There was,
Yeah.
I guess, people claiming there was no internet, a traffic jam to get out. They were selling bunless hot dogs and nachos with no cheese. What the hell? This ballpark food was not cutting it. It makes you wonder, how does NASCAR get this right every single year for an
Yeah.
event there? But the MLB couldn't.
Yeah.
MLB is just as big as NASCAR or bigger, and somehow the MLB didn't get it right. Now, is Rob Manfred the one to blame? Possibly not, but I think Mother Nature had other plans, and I think baseball gods were like, yeah, we don't want baseball in a NASCAR field. It should have been
Damn.
somewhere else.
Dude, have you seen the videos of how high these guys were sitting? And they're like, that's a bad call, Blue. And I'm like, he's not going to hear you from all the way out there. I don't know if they were doing it to have a meme. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But the experience of being there, being the first to be there, I think it's great. It's great for baseball to try to expose, other sports into baseball. Like I honestly thought it was going to be a lot better than what it is. And,
Right.
when they suspended the game, I kind of felt like, damn, this is where MLB really needs to take a look at future venues or future plans or future, stadiums, because they pour a lot of money into these fields and they're only being used once, dude. And I think if you're going to do I guess a thing like that, or move MLB to a different stadium that's not a baseball field, maybe we should have series out there. Like when they do when they go to Europe, when they go to Puerto Rico, Mexico,
Yeah.
they play a whole
Right.
series out there. And I think they should do that. So if
You
you're
make a great
listening,
point.
Rob, if you're listening, Rob Manfred, go ahead and take that. We won't charge you for it.
You're totally right. I mean, you already did spend a lot of money to fix this field in another type of stadium. Why not just have a couple more games? Or how about you make it a series and invite other teams?
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
3 different teams play. One team plays on Friday, 2 other teams play on Saturday, and 2 other teams play on Sunday.
Oh, I got a
It's
better idea.
totally
Maybe-
possible.
Maybe they should go ahead and do the All-Star game in that field. If they're only going to play once, they can do the home run derby, and then
Yeah.
they go ahead and play that game. And you have all the superstars in one field.
And you could fit more people. Now, right?
And
85,000 people could finally go see an All-Star game and get an opportunity to see a game. Now, the Speedway Classic, when it first was thrown out, it felt like it was going to be something really cool. And we were kind of questioning, how is this even possible? But once we saw the field in the racetrack, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Now, Mother Nature had other thoughts. And unfortunately, did you see how much rain fell into the field? It was crazy. There was this huge puddle between third and shortstop. Like, how are these players even going to get a ball if it hits that side of the field? Oh, my God. It was in crazy rain. Now, what would you do if you were, I guess that's why they ran out of buns and they ran out of cheese. There were just so many people in the stands trying to buy food. I mean, I recently was in Mexico City. I was also part of a rain delay. And honestly, due to that rain delay, all I did was eat, and drink. There's nothing to do. You look at the field and all you see is rain. You're like, crap, what am I going to do? All right, what's the next stand to eat? All right.
Let's walk to it.
But it just, after seeing those photos, Jamal, I just want to throw that out there. That ballpark food got to go. I think we have to come up with a different concept of food. After being in Mexico, man, I just want to say that there's some top choices out there for food compared to this bunless hot dogs and no nachos with no cheese, man. That just can't be it.
Nacho cheese, man. There's no nacho cheese. What the hell? Then don't call them nachos. Just call them chips.
Tortilla chips.
Dude, that's crazy, man. I did see the pictures of how much puddles there were between third and short. It reminded me of the 2016 World Series, Cleveland versus Chicago. And remember that rain delay before they went and put the tarp over it, we got to see how much water there was in that infield, and that kind of reminded. When I saw it, I'm like, dang man, are they ever going to be able to finish this game? It sucks if they can't, because if you bought tickets for that, you want to see a whole game, and I don't know, like, would that kind of ruin it for you?
For sure. Will you go back the next day? Possibly not.
No, no. What if you have a flight to leave? You just went
And
for that special occasion.
exactly. You had a lot of fans come from a lot of different places to come see this game, and only to be watched be torn down by rain. It was crazy.
Yeah. I'll put it. You go.
We got Neto saying the only rain I like is Roman Reigns. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Roman Reigns. We got Jamal also saying what could have been in that game. Chase Burns had 2 Ks after that first inning. He was locked in. I just want to throw that out there. Chase Burns is a future ace for the Cincinnati Reds, and you add him to the mix with Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo. That's going to be a great, great team going forward. And I could see them in the contention for the playoffs in the future. Right now, they're also in the mix, but we'll see how that works out.
Yep. Yes, sir. All right, let's go into the next topic, dude. And this, you guys can put your answers on here. Who was the biggest trade for you, like player wise, team wise? I don't know. You can throw whatever you want out there, but I want to know who was the big trade. And it could be the Mariners, it could be the Padres, even though we just talked about it. But I kind of want to see who is your biggest trade as a player, and it's going to benefit the player and the team together.
I'll let you go first. On this one.
Okay, I'll go first. I just don't want people to get mad at me because I have this jersey, this on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say Carlos Correa with the Astros. Why?
Ooh.
Because this man is a leader. And before people start questioning why I'm picking Carlos Correa to the Astros, it's because Carlos Correa has played with the Astros, has won a World Series, has got Gold Gloves, has batted really good with the Astros, and they didn't need to cheat because he's a great player. Now he went to the Twins and he played great baseball out with the Twins, dude. I remember we had a show and I was talking about Carlos Correa making a play and hyping up his team. And, when I saw that, I was like, Ernie, I need to tell you this, man. I need to tell you this on the show. And I was so excited because I like to see the leaders. Like Derek Jeter was one of those players for me growing up. I got to see the captain be out there. Even though I wasn't a Yankee fan, I loved how he carried himself on the field, how he carried himself with his teammates, and how he carried himself in the media. And that does wonders for me, dude. And I see Carlos Correa defend his players, defend the young kids growing up, and showing the way for the future Astros. So for me, Carlos Correa was a huge thing. Even though they got swept this week by the Red Sox, I just feel like this was huge for the Astros, and I'm scared of the Astros because of it, dude.
He definitely, dude. He came in this weekend, already played third base, was letting Jeremy Pena play short. He already hit a home run today in that Astro uniform. He looks comfortable there. It's home. And playing with Jose Altuve, that's just like his homie. He's excited to be back home with all his ex-teammates and, ready to teach the young kids that are going to come up with this Astro organization and show them the right way. We got Jamal saying Devers could take notes from Correa, who's readily stepping into third base to accommodate Jeremy Pena. That's totally right, man, Jamal. I mean, that just shows you what kind of leader he is, and that's fun. Chicks Who Loves Baseball says, once a cheater, always a treater. Drum practice for them will start soon. I mean, possibly. I mean, wouldn't be surprised. It's so funny. When I did see the Twins a couple of weeks ago at Dodger Stadium, it was amazing to see all these Dodger fans still remember and still call him a cheater. They won't forget, no matter what. And it only makes sense that he is back to that Astro uniform. It's perfect way to end it. He's the villain at the end of the day. And
he loves it too. He loves it.
He's taken, pride of being the villain. He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care. And he loves it, dude. And I don't know if you saw what happened yesterday where the Red Sox and the Astros they cleared their benches because they thought that they were stealing, signs from second base. Like, that's pretty fitting for two teams that were accused of cheating in baseball, right?
That is true. I totally forgot about the Red Sox, but you make a great point there. Yeah. Both teams in the mix of cheating scandals, but somehow they're trying to get into it. Okay.
Yeah, Trevor Story was at second base, dude, and I don't know if he was stealing bases or not. So Nettie's had to, pretty much balk so he can get to third base. So that won't happen. Once the third base coach was running back to his dugout, that's when it got interesting. But I just thought the irony, and I just felt like, what, two teams that are cheating, that were accused of cheating, over there fighting because of cheating, like what the fuck? Right? So I don't know, dude.
They
All
were in
right,
their
that was my
element,
pick.
man.
That was my
was your
pick, Ernie.
That's
Yeah, now it's your
definitely
turn.
a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm pretty surprised of that pick, to be honest. I'm gonna go
Coming
probably
from
with
me,
one of the most
or
coming
just in
from you.
general? Really?
Just from a Dodger fan, I think it's pretty surprising. Yeah, I don't think any Dodger fan would throw that one out there. I want to say the clear biggest trade that we've ever seen was Eugenio Suarez. I think that was the biggest trade for this Mariners organization, a team that's never been to the World Series, looking for their first ring. I think it was definitely the biggest move, especially because the Mariners are not known to make these crazy moves. They already have the best rotation in baseball. You add Josh Naylor a week before, and the week after, you get the most powerful hitter in baseball with Eugenio Suarez, who could play third base, had already 36 home runs, and he's that talented of a player. He's a little bit older now. He's a great veteran to add to the middle of your lineup. You add him with a Rosarena, Julio Rodriguez, and Josh Naylor. That's going to be a great, great team. And just this weekend alone, they showed already how much offensive power they had. As you guys remember, that Mariner team last year was struggling offensively. They couldn't figure it out. They had one of the highest strikeout rates, one of the lowest batting averages. Well, now you add Rosarena to last year's trade deadline, and now you add Naylor and Suarez. This team could kill you any type of way. And wait, I forgot to mention, they have the potential MVP Cal Raleigh in the mix too.
Yep. You forgot to mention him, dude.
I mean, just want to throw that out there. They are one of the scariest teams in baseball. And after watching them this weekend against the Rangers, I think they're the clear favorites to win the AL West. And I don't see the Astros stopping them any moment right now. They are just on fire. And it looks like they're clicking in all cylinders. And I don't see anyone stopping them.
Yeah. And I don't know if this is hard for you to talk about the Mariners because they're in your division. Like you being an Angel fan, let's put the baseball fan cap away and let's put the Angel cap on. Does that bother you that the Mariners are doing that and they're going after it and they're putting all their chips in there so they can win the World Series?
You know what? I mean, Jared DiPoto, the GM of the Mariners, was once the GM of the Angels. And he was also known to make big splashes and big moves. But it didn't work out for him in the Angels. And this is where I'm really concerned about him because he made some crazy moves this deadline. I'm worried that Jerry DiPoto is just that guy that has tough luck and is not going to get another ring with the Mariners.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Because he put his chips all in for the Angels. Didn't work out with Trout, Ohtani. And you know what I mean? And now he has the Mariners. Can he also fill there? I mean, obviously it comes down to the players. He's not the one playing, but he's the one obviously building this lineup. And maybe it could go wrong and maybe it could work. We don't know yet. We also have a hot Tigers team, a hot Blue Jays team that could easily beat them any moment too. So we'll see how it all plays down. But it's definitely the American League's wide open. And I think Jerry DiPoto saw this is the best opportunity for me to make some moves and put this team on top.
Yeah. So you're not like, bitter about it or any
not at all.
No,
because I feel like Jerry DiPoto, he's going to do what he's got to do to win.
Yeah.
And as a division winner, I just wish our GM would have done it a little differently, but their approach was terribly wrong. And this is why we've been not relevant the past decade,
All right. So, okay, let me ask you another question on the Mariners, because I've said that the divisions on the West side need to win more World Series. And I know you guys heard me say it. And they're like, oh, well, you're not beefing with the Padres. You're not beefing with the D-backs. Personally, I'm a baseball fan. Yes, I'm a Dodger fan, but I'm a baseball fan, dude. And I look at those things as well. I look at how many World Series championships there are here in the West. There's not that many, dude. And we need more teams to win World Series so it can be more competitive, so people can start talking about the West Coast. Right now, ESPN, MLB, everything's out in the East Coast. Everything. So all these teams are being watched in the East Coast. When we see teams from the East Coast, I'm pretty sure that's how East Coast people feel about the West, that they don't get to see these games because they're super late out there. They're at 10 at night, so they didn't get to experience it. We get to experience the East Coast games because they're at 4. We're still awake. We're still moving our bodies, and the sun is out, and we get to experience that. So I just want whoever's going to win the World Series this year to be from the West. It could either be the Mariners or it could be the Padres, dude. It could be the Dodgers. I just want it to be out here in the West, dude. And
Okay, that's
I'm
cool.
tired of seeing East Coast teams take over all this stuff. Like, I just want the West.
I mean, just want to throw that out there. Since 2010, there's only been 5 World Series winners from the West Coast.
Only 5?
Yeah, 3 from the Giants, 2 from the Dodgers.
Damn, that's it.
Yeah, how about that? 5 in 15 years. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's not gonna cut it, dude. We need to have way more teams. What about the Astros? The Astros are from the West too. I mean, they're in the West Division.
I guess. I mean, geographically, they're in the Midwest. I don't know.
They're in the Midwest. Yeah,
it doesn't seem West enough.
It has to be West enough to be.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Any other stuff that we can go through before we hit that hour mark?
Anybody in the question on the chat, if you guys want to add any of your comments, any baseball thoughts, any questions, we're more than welcome to answer them now. It's a Q&A. We got Zero Cool. Thank you for joining. He says, but the Dodgers are going to win again. I mean, the Dodgers were built to win this spring training. They were built from top to bottom. They didn't really make big splashes in this trade deadline, but hey, they picked up Brock Stewart, which is a great reliever to add to your arsenal. Alex Call, a young stud that's going to play great baseball, maybe to replace Michael Conforto in case he can't get it together. Yep. Overall, this Dodgers team is still built to win. I know they've kind of been on cruise control, not playing their best, but there's no need to worry. I think once October turns around, Dave Roberts will have this team playing at the right way.
Definitely. Hey, one more thing to add, Cyril. Cool. Like, I want to say that a lot of Dodger fans are saying that this trading deadline was a loss. I don't think it was. Ernie, you said it best on Thursday. You said that the Dodgers were built to win the World Series from the get-go, from the season, when the season started. They didn't wait till the mid-season to make trades for their team to get better. So if you're a Dodger fan, don't say that, oh, we lost in the trade deadline. We don't need anybody. We have all these injured players coming back. Blake Snell just came back. Trinan came back. We have Max Muncy already hitting in the minor leagues. He's going to come back. So I just don't accept that people are saying, oh, they lost in the trading deadline. No, they didn't. They didn't need to trade anybody. We could have seen Steven Kwan, take over Conforto. That would have been cool. But even if it didn't happen, the Dodgers are still the number 1 team to beat. They're still going to be the team that everybody's going to say, hey, this team is going to be crazy and we need to beat them. Let's see.
Just want to throw out there, losing Dustin May and James Outman was a big loss for a lot of Dodger fans who saw them grow up. But Dustin May did not fit in that rotation anymore. There was no space for him anymore. So they needed to let him walk away and look for the future and get a top prospects like Tibbs that came from the Giants organization.
Yeah.
Zero Cool. Hope to see you in the pavilion again. I don't know. We're going to have to make a baseball trip pretty soon. Maybe we're going to go get that Shohei Ohtani World Series ring this weekend, Carlos. That would be a cool idea to go.
You're going to go to, he's going to be in Kings night. So, maybe we can go that game too. I don't know. I won't leave wherever I sit. If I sit in the pavilion, I'll stay there, even if it goes to the 9th inning. I know I left in the 9th inning. I went to, the middle center field. We watched it from there. And the walk-off, I still remember that.
For sure. We got Jamal saying, what do you guys think of MS Sheehan joining the 6-man Dodger rotation with May traded? What do you think, Carlos?
Like it. I like it,
him too. I think he's a great pitcher, and he has a great pitching arsenal. I think he's going to be a bright future for that rotation.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect. I think Dustin May was just having a lot of lingering injuries, and I think it was just a big concern for the Dodgers knowing that he was going to be a free agent. Why not lock up a top free agent, out there for the future?
Yeah, definitely. Dude, so we have a thing at work that we could probably get out of to go to that 12 p.m. game.
Damn.
Just saying.
Hey, that's a good idea. I'm scheduled for jury duty. Let's just say I'm going to make every single excuse why not to be part of that jury duty. I'm going to try to sneak out of that one.
Yeah, to get the ring, I would love to have that ring, dude. Why not? I don't have a ring, dude. You just got one, right?
I got the Clayton Kershaw. I got lucky.
Were people trying to trade you for it?
They were trying to give me Miguel Rojas or Alex Garcia for
Nah,
Kershaw. Like, nah, get out of here, man. Don't even bother.
nah.
Get away. Walk
I
away,
wouldn't do
man.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't
I'm
do
not
it.
giving my Kershaw ring, but I'm considering selling my Kershaw ring. I'm not a Dodger fan, so why would I want it?
Hey, I'm a Dodger fan. You can give it to me. I'll put it next to the World Series thing here. Oh, you know what? I'll put it in front of the giant toilet seat, uh, so it can show a real ring what it means. All
I just
right.
want to throw that. Genesis throws
Yeah.
out, did the Angels ever put all their chips in when they had Ohtani and Trout? And they actually did. Last season of Shohei Ohtani, a lot of the MLB fans were actually asking for Ohtani to be traded. Now, the Angels thought otherwise. Angels
Yeah.
said, we're going to keep Ohtani and we're going to build around them to win a chip. What happened? Nothing. We started losing. And then by August, the end of August, we let go of all these players. There was like Lucas Giolito, Reynaldo Lopez. We had like another bullpen guy, man. Nothing worked out for the Angels that year. That's what I'm saying. Even though the trade deadline just happened this weekend, like it doesn't mean these teams are still going to perform. And look at the Yankees already this weekend alone. Their bullpen, talking about the best bullpen they got for all these back-end relievers, it somehow didn't work out for them this weekend. So just going to go throw out there that doesn't always work.
Sarah Cole says he got Teoscar, but traded for Rojas, but getting tickets for Betts or Freeman ring night. So, okay, that's not bad. I would like to have either Betts or Freddie Freeman. That's the other two guys that I would love to. But you got the legend right here, Kershaw.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea, Zero Cool. I think it's totally to get one of the, because both guys are going to be Hall of Famers. So I think you can't go with either or. They both were part of that World Series run. And I feel like I have Kershaw, but he didn't have that much of an impact for that World Series last year, as these two guys did. If you get that Freddie Freeman one, you're going to always be remembered for having that ring with that game one, game walk-off home run,
grand slam walk-off.
Yeah, let's throw that out there. Grand slam.
Let's throw that out there. If you haven't done so, please hit that like button. This is how we get more views and get our videos more exposed out there. If you have any friends out there that is into baseball, if you don't mind sharing these videos and actually letting them know to subscribe. If you don't like our content, let us know what we can fix. If you like our content, subscribe. We would love that. We do have other platforms. We do have the TikTok. We do have Instagram. We have what else? X. What else? We have Facebook. We're fine. We're live on Facebook as well. So
yeah, we are live on Facebook as well. I always forget about that one. I'm not sure if a lot of people use it these days, but Freeman is special because he was an MVP in the World Series. Exactly. I think Freddie Freeman's one is going to be worth the most money, even though Shohei Ohtani would go crazy because of all the Japanese community and whatnot. But I think Freddie Freeman's the most important, and I think Zero Cool should be there.
Yeah, and if you could be there at 12 p.m. on Wednesday, why not? Try to get that Ohtani and we can talk. We could meet up out there in the pavilion again. Why not? Ernie, we're reaching that point in time. Last mentions, dude.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. It was a great show. Thanks, everyone. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. And we'll always be here every Sunday night. We hope to catch you guys here. It's Just Talk Baseball. The baseball's only heating up for this second half of the season, and it's only getting better going into that, that postseason. We're excited. There's a lot of top teams, and who's going to make a deep run? That's the always exciting part of baseball.
That's always exciting, and making predictions and throwing names out there of players. It's really fun. Free agency is fun. World Series is fun. Trades are fun. And if you like baseball, we're your guys for that. From all of us here on Real Talk Baseball and CarloBaseball, this is ErnieOrange. Real Talk Baseball, signing out.